Hi, welcome to the practice. Thanks for taking time today to join me. We'll be focusing on stretching out the front hip flexors and probably working into a fair amount of back bends today. So if you have some lower back pain, I'd recommend just doing a different practice. But if you're looking for those heart openers and those deep back bends, then we'll start seated on the back of the mat, connect with our breath, and get this flow going. Take this moment just to center your awareness. Begin to take control of the breath, deepening the inhales and exhales. It should be a calm, controlled, steady movement. Feel the focus honing in to the subtle details within yourself. Remembering that there's much more to us than what meets the eye. As we connect with our inner selves, we begin to recognize that there is much more within us. Watch the thoughts arrive. Allow them to pass by without dwelling on them. Knowing that through this practice, we're not judging ourselves from the inside. We are removing the critic, allowing ourselves just to be present and aware. Learning to move fluidly and in motion with our physical body. Allow the thoughts to come, acknowledge them. Do not let them change your emotional state or the physical practice. Allow yourself to simply observe as you maintain focus and control of the breath. Straighten through the spine, reach tall through the crown. Twisting to the right. Gentle twist here. Remember to find length. Releasing twist, switching sides. Coming to center, reach hands overhead. Exhale, hands come down towards the mat. Crawl yourself forward, up and over your legs. Still focused intentionally on the breath. As the back begins to release any stress, any tension. Coming back up, we reach the hands overhead. Exhaling, palms to heart center. Twist to the left side. Maybe a little deeper this time. And then spinal twist to the right side. Coming forward, we find ourselves moving into tabletop position. Find a moment here to begin to work out the hands, warm up the wrists, and fluctuate the spine as you feel your body is asking you to do. Remember to maintain focus upon the breath as well as control. We are not losing the inner awareness. However, we're allowing our bodies to move freely. Maybe that's by creating circles around the palms. Noticing how the wrists feel as you do so. The entire palm is planted on the mat. We're engaging ourselves in the entirety of the palm, that wrist area. If you're with me, we could reverse the circle. Really exaggerate the hips dropping back to the heels. Flipping palms, fingertips face back to the mat. Take a moment to stretch out the forearms, broaden the shoulders. Allow the wrists to draw towards the mat. Hips begin to sit towards the heels. Lengthen through the spine. Stay focused on the breath. Coming out of the pose, bring our forearms down, clasp the hands, or potentially bring palms together into prayer. Elbows are underneath shoulders. We come up into plank pose. We find a strong activation in the core, back body. We activate the legs and press through the heels. Reach through the crown of the head. Tuck the pelvis. Lift the thighs a little higher. Remember to focus your intention on the controlled breathing. Really press through the forearms. Engaging the shoulders. Shoulders should be out of the neck. Long line through the heels and out of the crown. Steady the breath. Extending the exhales. Lengthening the inhales. Slowly lower the hips down to the mat, coming into Sphinx pose. We activate the glutes, forearms come out in front of us, fingertips point towards the front of the mat. We press strongly with the palm of the hand and slightly begin to pull the mat towards our chest or torso. Pressing slightly into the tops of the feet. Lowering the chest, heart towards the mat. We broaden our hands, tent the fingertips outside of our shoulders. Find strength in the legs, find strength in the back body as well as the glutes. We're going to roll through a few cobra poses, pressing into the fingertips, or potentially the palms of your flat hands, lifting the heart up. Remember activating the legs, pressing into the tops of the feet. Long line through the spine, like a gentle bow, moving up. Remember the connection to the breath. From here, we're going to roll through a few twisted cobras. Dropping right shoulder, we twist to the left. Inhale, coming back up. Exhale, dropping left shoulder, twist to the right. Inhale, coming back up. Drop right shoulder, twist to the left. Back up. Dropping left shoulder, twist to the right. Going back up. One more time, either side. To the left. And to the right. Coming back into full cobra. From here, we come back down, Sphinx pose, forearms to the mat. Plant the palms strong, press into the tops of the feet, find the roll of the chest and the bend of the back. Tuck the toes, bend the knees, we come back child's pose. Allow the hips to come towards the heels, reach hands towards the front of the mat. Rolling up into tabletop position, we continue the flow. Hands underneath shoulders, knees underneath hips. Drop the belly button, roll the chest forward, coming in to cow pose. A few spinal waves, rotating from cat to cow. Really exaggerate the movement of the spine as you roll through it ever so subtly and gently. Allowing yourself to stay connected to the movement of the breath. Coming back to neutral spine, we curl the toes, lift the hips, downward facing dog. Do what you need to here. This is your time in the first downward facing dog to begin to allow yourself to awaken the lower body. It's a pretty intense posture. Activates a lot of the entirety of the back of the body. A lot of the entirety. It activates a lot of the back body. So because of that, allow yourself to move freely as the intensity subsides with each movement. Moving on, we'll roll forward to plank, and then back to downward facing dog. A few times activating breath with movement. Inhale, lift hips high. Exhale, roll forward, shoulders over, palms. Inhale, lift hips high. Exhale, roll forward. Move at the pace of your breath. If you have a slow, calm, steady breath, maybe that means you're moving slower. Being more intentional with the lift of the hips and the wave of the spine. The press through the palms, press through the feet. Expanding the lungs. Few more times. Meeting in downward facing dog. Lift hips high. Then begin to walk the feet towards the front of the mat. Inhaling into flat back. Let's come into a gentle forward fold. You can cross arms in front of you. Allow the torso to drift over the legs. And maybe rock yourself side to side. The forward fold might restrict the breath slightly. But remember to deepen the inhales, extending the exhales at a similar rhythm throughout the practice. Ideally, you want to maintain that rhythm, and as you do so, if you notice yourself becoming more restricted in the breath, it is that you're moving too far into a posture beyond what you should be doing. You should allow the breath to guide you so that it is intentional. Inhale, flat back, palms come down to the mat. Bend knees, press through feet. On the exhale, we reach the hands up. Inhale, bend back slightly. Exhale, palms to heart center. Take a moment. Find your center. Inhale, reaching hands to sky. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, stepping back. Lower down, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing or cobra. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale, reach hips high. Exhale, walk feet to front of mat. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Bend knees. Press through feet. Inhaling, reach high. Exhale, hardens to heart center. Inhale, reach the sky. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, step back. Chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing or cobra. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale, hips reach high. Exhale, lift right leg off mat, three-legged dog. Inhale, hold. Exhale, bring knee to chest. Inhale, reach back. Exhale, knee to chest. Inhale, reach back. Exhale, knee to chest. Inhale, reach back. Last time, exhale, knee to chest. Hold. Plant foot. Coming up, crescent lunge. You can drop the left knee if that's what you feel is necessary. We're going to bend the back slightly, open the palms. Goalpost arms. Breathing deep. Lowering the hips, pressing downwards with the left heel. Right knee tracks right foot. Coming to center, we reach high. If you have not, we're all lowering the left knee. Twist to the left, the right side. With the strength of the glute. Lifting left foot off the mat. Taking a hold with the right hand. Coming into a quadricep stretch. Left front and left hip. You can keep the twist, or if you are able to do so without hurting the knee, you can bring your left hand back. Take a hold of the foot with both hands. And begin to open the chest wide towards the sky as the left foot draws towards the mat. The hands are pulling the foot towards the glute. And in the tension of that pulling the foot towards the glute and pressing the foot towards the mat, you should be able to open up the front side body a little bit more. Maybe bring the hips a little bit forward, allowing that right knee to come up beyond the right foot. When we release the left foot, we do not allow it to just fall down. We control it down to the mat. Curl the left toes underneath. Coming back up, crescent lunge. Reach the hands to the sky. Then open up, twisting to the right side. Find length through the spine. Remember, focus and tension on the breath. If it is not steady, you've gone too far. It's okay if there's a little shake. It's always worth a little challenge. But you still want to be able to extend the inhales and lengthen the exhales. Remember to extend that left leg. Reaching hands up, we come back to crescent. Exhale, palms down, frame right foot. Bring right foot back. Chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take a moment to recenter yourself here. Before moving on to the other side, let's drop the knees. Lift our torso up over the knees. We'll be coming into a gentle camel pose here. Ideally, the toes are tucked. There are as many stages to this posture. You could begin to slightly allow the torso to lean back. Activate the glutes. You can bring your hands to the lower spine to protect the lower back, or begin to lower the hands down to the heels, keeping the head upright, length through the neck. If you want to go deeper, you can bring the hands down to the mat. Really activate the glutes, protect that low spine. Steady breaths. Coming out of this, let's attempt to do it without the aid of the hands. Hands to heart center. Take a moment just to feel how you feel after that. Moving forward, we come into downward facing dog. Lift the hips high. Connect with the breath. We're almost towards the end of the practice, getting closer and closer. Remember to stay focused, concentrated, and intentional. Inhale, lift hips high. Exhale, left foot lifts off mat, three-legged dog. Inhale, hold. Exhale, left knee to chest. Inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, left knee to chest. Inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, knee to chest. Inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, knee to chest. Inhale, three-legged dog. Last one, knee to chest. Hold. Plant left foot. Coming up, crescent lunge. Feel free to drop that right knee or keep with the challenge and lower the hips slightly, reaching out through that right heel. Find the crescent. Begin to broaden the arms, open the hands to your sides, and lift the chest to the sky. Gentle back bend here. Coming back upright, reach hands to sky. Then dropping right knee down. Variations. You begin to twist open to the left side. Lifting right heel towards glute. You can take a hold of that right heel. Right ankle with the right foot. Find length through the spine. If you want to continue, bring right hand to right foot. Create a bow shape with the front of the body. To deepen the stretch, the hips move forward. Left knee tracks along the line with the left foot. Go back a variation if there's any pain in the knee. Steady concentration. Focused intention. We can get so distracted. Our emotions can make us feel like a life of freedom apart from what we are intending to do is what we desire. When we come back to our intention, come back to the practice, it isn't until after the pain, after the discipline, after the hard work, that we realize our emotions were actually wrong. That freedom itself was a false desire. Not always. Freedom is a good thing. Just in context, freedom offers at times pleasure, and too much might only lead to pain. So we release the right foot, we guide the right foot down to the mat. Curl the toes. We lift up crescent pose. Let's open now towards left side, finding length through the spine. Because although freedom is such a blessing to have, it really is only a blessing to the disciplined. Because freedom given to someone that has no control of self creates chaos. So to be able to give yourself freedom is good. But to know when you need to restrict yourself and hope to make more gain, a gain that is necessary, it comes then up to you to steward that balance. Bringing hands up into crescent pose. Palms come down, framing left foot. Chaturanga. upward facing, and downward facing dog. And there you go. We've gone through the flow. And now we begin to cool down. Intentional with the breath. Beginning to slow down the mind. Slow down the breath even more. Let's begin to walk the feet towards the front of the mat. Bring them to the outsides of your hands. You can bring the heels in slightly, toes out. And then lower the hips coming into yogi squat. You may stand in a forward fold, or stand all the way up in mountain pose. For this final meditation at the front of the mat before we cool down. This is a moment in between the final reflection to notice how your body feels and your mental state. Allow yourself to clear out any clutter that's drifting along the mind. Allow yourself to come to an inner stillness and inner peace. Focus on the breath. Allow all things to drift by. You are present. There is nowhere else you need to be at this moment. From here we lower the hips. We're coming down to a final spinal twist before entering into corpse pose. You may take any spinal twist variation you desire, maybe just simply allowing the knees to fall over to one side. I scoop my hips towards the opposite side to balance out the length of the spine. That balance of freedom and discipline is such a difficult one to maintain. So often we are actually given that stewardship ourselves. At times it is given to us, but in America, or most modern societies, freedom is readily given without direction. Because of this, we become more responsible to act in a way that is true to who we believe that we are. Gently, we switch sides with the twist. I noticed through my life that people are held to a different standard. And that standard really resides within us. Within our beings is a unique spirit, a unique consciousness, and they differ from one another, and each one calls us to different things. Some will call us to paths that are more disciplined, more difficult, may face more hardship externally. And some are called to a more gentle, peaceful, and blissful life. It is for us to honor that which we are called to. By doing so, we remove the judgment of self and others. Bringing ourselves back to center. Legs go out wide, our hands fall to our sides. Take a final deep inhale. With control, we exhale long and slow. Reaching the end of the exhale. We now release control of the breath, allowing it to move freely. Allow yourself to be present, to maintain this final meditation. And begin to awaken the body and moving it slightly here and there, whether that be fingers, toes, maybe the breath, maybe a slight rocking of the head. We will now work our way up to a final seat. Thank you for taking time today to reconnect and to practice. I pray that your discipline here will carry on into your life day to day. And that you allow yourself to be in freedom. Yet that freedom will be a freedom that honors you and honors those that are around you. I pray that this balance may become peaceful, something that is easy to maintain. And may your strength abound. Namaste.